throughout the month, I'm talking to and have been talking to people from across the LGBTQ plus spectrum. It's about celebrating achievements, looking at community activism and engagement, and also asking what History Month means to them. Stephen Ireland is the founder and co-chair of Pride in Surrey. They staged Surrey's first Pride event back in August 2019, and that saw 7,500 visitors and north of that number coming to Woking to celebrate Pride. I'm delighted to say that Stephen joins me now. Stephen, how are you doing? Thank you for joining us tonight on Live and Local.
Thanks very much for having us. And I've got to say, Taylor Swift, what a fantastic song to introduce me to, because obviously she probably championed LGBTQ plus rights, especially with what was going on with Trump last 4 years. So fantastic that you chose that song. Good choice.
Absolutely. And talk about, the power of allies as well, and how, you don't have to be from within the LGBTQ plus spectrum to be of use and to stand shoulder to shoulder with people.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, obviously, lots of people assume that Pride is all about LGBT people and that's it. But obviously, what we've tried to do in our values is kind of educate people and say to people, let's celebrate, educate and connect the LGBT community together, but with our allies, because allyship is really important, because actually, it's about the future, and whatever we do today will make tomorrow's history. So we've got to make sure that we're educating everybody and kind of just being open and honest about how we feel, and exploring each other's sexual identities and genders, and making sure that people are educated on some of the challenges that people face within the community.
Absolutely, and I think you've probably quite neatly summed up there the ethos and the thinking behind Pride in Surrey. But I suppose just in a way to kind of almost re-ask the question, why did you want to get Pride in Surrey up and going, and how on earth has the last year been? Because it has been a different kind of time.
It has, yes. It's been quite an unprecedented year and a very difficult year for many people. But what we have at Pride in Surrey is a dedicated team of individuals that's now going to be growing, that are really passionate about delivering services that will, like I said, celebrate, educate and connect the LGBT community and allies. What we did last year was incredible. When lockdown was announced, we decided, okay, what can we do that was COVID safe? We went and done a Pride on the Road, and we toured every single area of Surrey, and we left no area uncovered, and that was fantastic to be visible. And the visibility really is something that I would call out. The power of a pride flag, or a trans flag, or a bi flag, or a lesbian flag, or an intersex flag. There's so many flags now, and it's fantastic, and we should embrace those and put them up in our windows and say to our friends, family, neighbours, etc. Look, we are here and you aren't alone. And that's the ethos that came out of last year. It's saying to people, whoever you are, if you're feeling isolated, we are here for you. And we built a programme of amazing events, and the team have just gone from strength to strength. We've got cook-alongs, we've got a show called Muse on the News, which looks at news. We've got all sorts of quizzes and things that we've done, escape rooms, and it's just about looking at what can we do online and utilising technology that's that's there. And we did that, and as have many charities and non-profit organisations, just thought outside the box really, and kind of gone from strength to strength. Now we've got LGBTQ online, which is absolutely fantastic. Sorry, LGBTQ on Twitter, and we've got and had some amazing celebrities like Stephen K. Amos, Jordan Gray the comedian, Stephen Bailey. Oh my gosh, we've had lots of different singers and songwriters. It's just been absolutely incredible to be able to celebrate local and national talent, look at LGBTQ plus individuals, but also look at allyship, which is really important, and recognise the intersectionality that's amongst the LGBT community as well.
Absolutely. I think there's so many things to touch on, delve into. They're really, really key stuff. And I think also that message about being able to, and full props and kudos to you for being able to change very quickly towards providing a different kind of connection for people and support in that whole social aspect of our lives, which for very obvious and very necessary reasons, has been totally removed for the last year.
That's most definitely right. And, there are so many charities out there, organisations that are doing some great work that supports our community. And it's great to see TV shows like It's a Sin, for instance, from, Russell T Davies, talking about HIV and AIDS and the crisis back then. That was history. But also making sure that people understand the importance of going to get tested and utilising the services that are available to them through the likes of Surrey County Council and the NHS CNWL, which are really vital. And if anybody's listening out there, if you are actively having sex, please do go and get tested. Go and check out PrEP. Go and check out the U equals U campaign, because it's vital that you do that. And likewise, alongside sexual health, you've got mental health, and mental health is really important and vital. And it's so important that we just keep talking, and that we put to play some of those techniques that are out there that are available. Have a look at the grounding technique if you're out there at home at the moment. Go and search that one up. It's fantastic, and it's just a great way of kind of leveling. Well, it's just about making sure that you focus on something other than the problem itself that you're in. So, for instance, you kind of focus on 5 things that you can see, 4 things that you can touch, 3 things that you can smell, 2 things that you could potentially taste, etc. And that is, it's just about looking at and thinking about something else, and taking yourself out of that situation. And if you do that, actually it really does calm you down, and then it allows you to get on with your day. But other things could be that you might just need to go to a quiet room and just scream and shout at yourself for a couple of minutes. Or if you're like me, put a soppy film on, or a horror film, or something that's going to make you scream, shout, laugh, cry, whatever it might be, however you need to feel. Just go and put it on the telly, and enjoy it, and let it out. And it's so important that we kind of do. We don't hold things in and bottle it up. But the great thing is, we've obviously got our Not Alone campaign, and if anybody does need to talk, they can just text our Not Alone campaign. It's talk to 88440. And we can connect them to the charities, the non-profit organisations that are out there that can support them.
Absolutely. And I think, one of the very sad things that research reveals is that mental health issues within the LGBTQ plus community have a much higher incident rate than they do in the wider community, and add in the stresses and strains of COVID and the lockdown scenarios, and you can see why that need for us to take action and to support each other is absolutely there.
Oh, it's so important. And also recognising things like domestic abuse and domestic violence, that can happen to anybody. It doesn't just happen to heterosexual couples. It happens to lesbian couples, gay couples, people that are trans, people that are non-binary. And we've got to recognise those things. And again, something else we set up was the Text Sam service, and it was about texting Sam. And you can text Sam along with anything. So, Sam, have you got this pair of shoes? Sam, have you got that bike for sale? But we'll know straight away, because you text Sam in that message, that we can get help to you. And it's just about thinking outside the box. Okay, what can we deliver as an organisation? So we've really kind of evolved since our first Pride. The first Pride event was obviously incredible, 7,500 people, estimated that there was actually about 15,000 people in Woking on that day, to celebrate the day and enjoy all the festivities that were around the town, which is fantastic. So, for us, we kind of just went from strength to strength, delivered a Winter Pride on World AIDS Day that year, and then just kind of kept that momentum going. And COVID, it can, yes, have an impact in effect, and it has had an impact in effect on Pride organisations all around the world. But for us, we thought about it and we said, look, why should it stop what we're doing? Yes, we can't get together in our crowds and see our friends and family and be with the people that we love in a physical form, but we can pick up the phone, we can utilise technology, and we will motivate and help people and inspire people. And what we found, there are people already that are isolated, people that have got accessibility issues, disabilities, that can't necessarily get to Pride anyway. And whilst we've done all we could in our first Pride to make it happen for those individuals, we're recognising that there are people that won't ever be able to get to a Pride, and now they're able to enjoy the content that we're producing for them now.
Yeah, I think that's probably one of the unintended positive consequences,
Yeah.
are the things that actually we can reach far beyond physical boundaries now to connect with people and provide that just keep coming back to the word community again, to provide that community.
Well, if I knew about Zoom before all of this, I'll tell you what, I would have taken out some shares. But LGBT History Month, obviously Surrey has so many faces, LGBTQ personalities who at one time have made Surrey their home. People like J.R. Ackley, Noel Coward, Edward Carpenter, Ian Forster, Dame Ethel Smythe, Alan Turing. There are so many individuals, and one thing I would call out is Surrey County Council's Surrey History Centre is in Woking. Go and check out exploringsurreyspast.org.uk because it's got everything on there. If you've got photos or videos or anything from Pride in Surrey, we're trying to get as much Pride in Surrey stuff in the Surrey history books because it's vital that that's stored down, that we celebrate it, and we say to people, look, we created history there. This year we've created history in a different way, and let's be positive. It has been a really dampened year. We have lost loved ones. We have had a challenging time, but let's think positively now, and let's think positively about the amazing things that we have done as a community, standing together, helping one another out. And what we're trying to do now at Pride in Surrey is just create more opportunities for people to get involved and do things within the community.
Is it too soon to be thinking about plans for physical Pride in Surrey gatherings?
We've thought long and hard about it, and as much as I would love to be the mighty mouth that the team expect me to be and say, yes, we're going to do something, do you know what? I'm not going to do that because it wouldn't be fair. Look, we've all lost. Unfortunately, I lost 12 people over December to COVID-19. It is real. Anybody out there that is doubting it, please do just go and get that vaccination if you get called in, and make sure that you stay safe and follow the guidelines from the government. They're there and in place because they are vital, and we must do all we can. And I will have put my hands up and admit, when we go back to last March, I genuinely thought it was some kind of conspiracy theory. It wasn't until you do get affected by it, and unfortunately, whilst I followed the guidelines and done what we were told, there was that doubt, but there's no doubt in my mind now. And of course, we just got to, sucker it up, kind of get through this period of time and actually, think about the positives from this and the learnings that we've taken from it as well. The people that we've probably engaged with for us at Pride in Surrey that we would never have been able to engage with, that's a learning for us. So yeah, we will do something. We're going to do something this year. We're talking to some incredible organisations and obviously Surrey County Council to deliver especially online services, and we're going to continue our online programming from LGBTQ Online, and when it's safe to do so, we'll be out there in that community. Until then, we'll be doing all we can to be visible. So let's hope that them rainbow crossings will be delivered that Surrey County Council promised us last year.
Fantastic, absolutely. And Stephen, I'm really sorry to hear that you've experienced so much loss, and I completely echo your comments about it and how we can all be part, hopefully, of being part of the solution as well, and look after each other in the wider community as well. And Stephen, so as we're talking in the context of LGBT History Month, do you have a particular icon or icons from queer history you'd like to share with us?
Well, it would be silly for me not to say, Alan Turing. Alan Turing obviously was laid to rest in Woking, and is a significant member of history. But it's relevant to us now more than ever because we still have a problem with conversion therapy happening in the United Kingdom. Anybody that has been able to see it, go and check out Peter Tatchell's protest and petition that's in play at the moment, where you can sign a pledge to the government, which is asking the government to take a stand against conversion therapy because it is something that can potentially damage mental health and well-being of individuals.
Absolutely. Stephen, it's so good to talk to you, and I'm really so pleased to hear about all of the things that you're doing. You sound as tireless as ever. You've got the passion, you've got the energy, you've got the engagement, and you're getting out there and doing all the things that somebody at the head of a Pride organisation should be doing. So I've got to say, all props and kudos to you. Amazing stuff you're doing there, Stephen.
We've got an amazing team, and you know, the one call out is that it's the team that make it work, and the team are the community. If you want to be part of that team, then there's an opportunity for you to be, and you know, we just have to make sure that we always recognise there are so many people out there in the community. Intersectionality is so important, that we kind of understand and recognise that, you know, there are people of colour, there are people of faith, there are people with disabilities, and they are sitting within our community, and we must stand together. And likewise, as you said earlier on, allyship is so important. If you've got a friend, family member or something like that that might be LGBT, that might feel a little bit isolated or be on their own at the moment, drop them a message, drop them a call, pick up the phone, and see how they are. Pop a Zoom meeting in, or do some family bingo or whatever it might be. Just involve them, and remember, whatever you do today is history tomorrow. So if you can make a difference, and if you can do something today that is going to make somebody smile, you know, you could potentially save somebody's life. And all it needs is for you to say hello to somebody, and that hello can potentially make a significant difference.
I'm just leaving a dramatic pause there. That was so beautifully put. Stephen, thank you so much for talking to us tonight on Live in Local. We will be catching up again soon. And in the meantime, just keep doing the amazing stuff that you and your team are doing. Oh, one last thing. If people want to support the work of Pride in Surrey with their time, maybe with some donations, or find out about what you're up to, where should they be going?
If you head over to prideinsurrey.org, all the information is on there, and there's a donate button at the top right hand side of the page.
Fabulous stuff. That is Stephen Ireland, founder and co-chair of Pride in Surrey. Thanks so much for talking to us, Stephen.
Thank you. Have a good day.